group, which has been criticized a lot. And you also have rights increasing in the WNBA, new collective bargaining agreement that's increasing salaries now, and WNBA franchises are now starting to increase in value. So you are a major WNBA franchise seeking to increase your value, and your most valuable piece right now was Angel Reese. I just think it was just smart from so many different. It was such a dumb move from so many different angles, and now people in Chicago are upset about it.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you could go to any city, Atlanta's a good city, and if they do it right, they're going to make a lot of money together.
Oh, they're ecstatic. I mean, people in Atlanta are going crazy. And so a city that Black women are celebrated and supported in that city, I just think that she's going to be huge in the city of Atlanta. She's going to be a bigger star than she was in Chicago.
Exavier Pope in Chicago. I was just in Indianapolis. Nothing against Indy, but I'm just not I'm not a flyover state guy for a lot of reasons, and it's not a bad city for events. But you know, whatever. They have good shrimp at St. Elmo. That said, I feel like Oklahoma City and the Thunder are getting the Indy treatment. Why aren't the Thunder more respected across the country and a bigger deal? I mean, this could be the new era Bulls or Lakers. They have a great young team, and yet it seems like not a big deal that they're this dominant.
They have a great young team, Steve, that are under contract.
Yeah.
So they are set up to win for a long time. They've won. They're going to number one seed in their conference for the third consecutive year. Only the 80s Celtics, the 80s Lakers, the 90s Chicago Bulls, and the Kobe and Paul Gasol Lakers have done it, and the Warriors, when they were running off their string, have done it before. These are some of the greatest teams ever in the NBA history. All those teams won multiple championships, Steve. And you see the Oklahoma City Thunder haven't slowed down a bit. They're only 3 games off of their last year's pace. They have. I think people are just complaining because about the foul things with SGA, but they're 20th in the league in free throw attempts. I think that is just because where they are. Oklahoma City Thunder, even though the SGA, I mean, he doesn't have the most marketable name, but I just think that it's wild that people are not paying attention to it.
No, and AP, I'm with you on that, because I agree. It's because they're in Oklahoma City. Also, SGA is Canadian, which I don't know if the general public is smart enough to realize that, but he is. And, you know, it's also too, like, I hate to go at this angle too, but it just feels like the NBA gets attacked at every which way that, their best teams in Oklahoma. It's just kind of a discounted more than anything else for me at this point.
But if the Los Angeles Lakers were in a position to be the number one seed, everyone, and with LeBron James and Luka, everyone would be talking about it.
Yes.
You wouldn't hear the end of it. But you also have a Boston resurgence team with Tatum coming back, and they're now number 2 in the East. But you also have the Detroit, who's number 1 seed in the East, a huge turnaround on that team. And that was a team that was marketed pretty well with the Bad Boys, and even with Chauncey Billups and Ben Wallace's, that they aren't getting enough respect too in terms of how they're viewed in the city of Detroit. So I think there's multiple narratives that people necessarily aren't paying attention to in the NBA more than about, hey, how many games that LeBron James has played. I think that's pretty much been more the narrative in terms of how casual fans have paid attention to the sport, more than the teams that really, really should be storylines there.
Xavier, the Diana Rossini, Mike Vrabel photos have been very much. Yeah, exactly. Just it feels like that 95% of the attention, maybe even more, has just been on the Diana Rossini part of it, not the Mike Vrabel part of the thing.
I think if Mike Vrabel was shown to be not a guy associated with one of the most winningest franchises in professional sports, didn't just come off of coming to a Super Bowl, if he was had a lousy season, he was playing for maybe a lesser market team, he would probably get more attention for his actions. And maybe if he was a different complexion, he would be as well. But right now, Mike Vrabel is not necessarily getting the attention that you would normally see from a scandal of this size.
He's with I don't know. I don't want to use the word horny, but I guess I will. He's with the horniest organization based on their history between Bobby Kraft and young women. And, apparently Belichick was was starting to sniff around Jordan when she was 18, 19 years old, or maybe even younger. Now, this is not one of those cases where, you know, there's a 50-year age gap, but Vrabel should be getting it. I mean, if people are so insulted about, you know, Rossini cheating on her husband, then the outrage should be equal the other way. But we know the deal here, especially on socials. It is a female. She's a female sports journalist. So guys eat that up when things go wrong.
I mean, well, men find any way to blame women, even for with mistakes that men make. And so she chose to step out on a man, and she got what she wanted. And I think that's how male fans will look at the sport. I think women fans, which we're glad we have their perspective, will look at it as abuse of the power dynamic in terms of covering the game with Mike Vrabel. And so I think that it really depends on how you're viewing the sport. That's why it's important to have. Earlier we talked about the injuries, women's voices in the sport in the first place. And what's disappointing, I know, probably for women, is that they've worked to have their say and their respect in particularly covering men's sports, and having a scandal like this to make them as look bad in terms of how that profession is being perceived.
And this is such red meat for. There's a certain part of social media and guy radio, like, you know, douchebags like Dan Dockich or his boss, Doc Clay Travis. They love this stuff. Our guy Whitlock, he tweeted out the other day, from Joy Taylor to Diana Rossini, men have built a system that incentivizes Jezebel behavior. Not to cape for Joy and Diana, but they didn't build the fake cans and peanut butter suntan workplace culture. Men did. But men often don't get slammed for that.
Yeah, but to call them Jezebels is just disgraceful, man. Then to pull Joy Taylor into it because they have their own beef separate from this issue. I'm not going to be siding with that idiot on anything, and so he can't even give decent commentary without going low with it.
Well, this is what he does. I mean, this is his thing. So, and he knows that he's got an audience of guys who are very frustrated with, you know, the progress of women or the way women treat them. Going a different direction completely. Do we have another insider trading look here with the poly market Kalshi stuff again with Iran?
Yeah. See, Steve, I've been on the show talking about this several times. Poly market should be banned. Then there's reports. You know, a Republican congressman from Utah saying that potentially that there's some inside trading, and with those with knowledge of what has happened. I think that should give people an alarm. And I feel like it should give off way more alarm bells when you have Republican congressmen speaking out over something of like this nature. Why aren't more Democrat lawmakers themselves talking about something like this? Insider trading has been something that has been discussed in terms of how Congress deal with things that are outside of the realm of prediction markets. And I feel as if prediction markets are talking about people living and dying, Steve, it is a threat of nuclear war. Like, this is not something to play around with and to manipulate for people's profits. Disgusting.
Exavier Pope is with us here on Cofield & Company, ESPN Las Vegas. You and I talk about prediction markets. We also have updates almost weekly on the robots taking over and AI. And you know, I don't like the robot cars, and I took one in Scottsdale a couple weeks ago. I hated every minute of it. I wanted to throw myself out the window. And I read something up on your threads at Exavier Pope that is Waymo starting to do some experiments on the streets of Chicago.
Yeah, they're riding around mapping the city out so that and then now there's a potential legislation on that could be debated on about using them in the first place. I don't think people in Chicago are feeling too happy about it, but you look at our streets now. My neighborhood is full of the little carts, automatic delivery. What went viral a few weeks ago was the one that crashed through the bus station. You know, so they're everywhere. I mean, I literally just avoided one a second ago. They're everywhere on the street. So I don't think people really want them on the streets as opposed to on their sidewalks.
So AI is a really tricky topic, but I'll ask you, what's more unstoppable, AI taking our jobs or Byron Allen?
Oh man, that's a toss up, but I think it's AI taking the jobs. Right. Byron Allen, his business model has been about buying programming and making his product visible, and that's made him tons of money. And you just not just him being a black businessman, but them just a businessman. Period. The show Comics Unleashed. It's amazing that show has had such a run, and you're used to being on television, and so you just give it too much of a second thought. But that's something now is going to be coming up and replacing, Stephen Colbert. And so I think it's incredible that he's been able to do. Some people have complained about it, paid programming replacing Stephen Colbert, but that's something that Byron Allen is paying for, and he's been able to win out on that.
So it doesn't count that he's the first African-American man to inhabit the world of the three major networks in late night?
Yeah, I mean, I think it does matter, in my opinion. I think what him buying the Weather Channel. I mean, he's had some monumental moves as a businessman, period. And, you don't think about Byron Allen, the funny man, because he did have the Byron Allen show, but you think about him as a businessman. He's expanded beyond comedy in a way that no comedian before him has ever done.
Was he on That's Incredible or Real People? Do you remember?
It was Real People. Yeah. Real People. You just jogged my memory. It was Real People.
We have to find some video.
Maybe it wasn't That's Incredible.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know.
I get them confused. I thought it was the same show.
That was a breakthrough because I think he was like 18, 19 years old back then. And look at the power he's amassed, the money he's amassed. Well, there's a guy who has a lot of power, but guess what? It's not unlimited power. What happened with Kanye in the UK?
He was set to the Wireless Festival over the UK. He was set the headline, and then Pepsi dropped out. Then you had other sponsors drop out, and then the UK minister there and denied him coming into the country. He was banned from coming in, and this is after he played in LA and had multiple celebrities who come. Erykah Badu and Dave Chappelle was there. And I guess it's interesting how the stuff that's going on here, other countries are doing a better job at saying, no mas, we don't want any of that stuff over here.
My time is short, like 15 seconds. I read your Threads account of late night peeing. Are you not turning on the lights and then peeing on yourself?
Hey, every man remembers his aim. Sometimes I'm off.
Why don't you turn the lights on?
Because I want to go back to sleep, man.
Really, the lights jack you up that much? You can't get back to sleep. But peeing on yourself, you're fine.
Well, that's like a 1 in 1,000 chance. Okay. So I'll take that chance, and so will you.
I will not. That's disgusting. I don't pee on my own feet. I don't even use those urinals that are the ones on the ground. I actually don't use urinals because I don't want it bouncing back at me. All right, we're doing it again. We shouldn't be doing this. Exavier, love you. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week.
Love you too. All right, bye.
Treasure Island is the ultimate spot to catch all your favorite sports on huge video walls. 55 plus TVs offering ideal views from every seat, gourmet comfort foods, craft beers on tap, and all your favorite beverages. Plus, Treasure Island is the only place on the Strip with free parking.
Plumbers, HVAC techs, contractors, and DIYers. McFadden Industrial Hardware has the tools, parts, and supplies to power your next project. Open early and stocked with everything you need. Stop by South Decatur near Russell. McFadden Industrial Hardware, fast, easy, and built for the pros.
Are you drowning in debt? Looking for a way out? Panda Law Firm has you covered.
Our legal team has more than 60 years of combined experience in debt relief and consumer protection. We've helped countless clients break free from the burden of debt.
If you've got more than $10,000 of debt, it's time to get Panda. We'll work to find the best solution for you.
Don't let debt hold you back. Contact Panda Law Firm today and let us help you reclaim your financial freedom.
If you've got debt,
call Panda Law 702-818-3888.
Hi, sports fans, it's the Herd. We're here to talk about game changers. Just like in sports, business has all its MVPs, and Ford Country in the Valley Auto Mall is leading the pack. At Ford Country, you'll get VIP experience with the best service in town and exceptional savings on your favorite Fords like the F-150, Explorer, and the Bronco. Visit Ford Country at the Valley Auto Mall or online at FordCountryHenderson.com. Ford Country, where the difference is real.
Miss a show? Check out lvsportsnetwork.com for everything ESPN Las Vegas, 1100 AM and 100.9 FM, KWWN Las Vegas. It's time for ESPN Las Vegas legal insider Justin Watkins with Battleborn Injury Lawyers, only on ESPN Las Vegas and ESPN Reno.
All right, 4 o'clock hours here. It's brought to you by Battleborn Injury Lawyer. 766-1400 is the number. Got to dial 775-766-1400. And you know, every day, 4 to 5, the show in Reno on ESPN Reno and here in Southern Nevada on ESPN Las Vegas is presented by Battleborn Injury Lawyers. Justin Watkins is in studio with us. A lot to get to. I thought a couple of weeks ago, not even, when Bruce Cassidy went bye-bye, I thought it was one of the more ridiculous things I've seen in the history of sports, but guess what? I'll use the word cutthroat. There's no emotion with VGK when they see they need to do something and they want to win, and there's a sense of urgency. They will make the move. So far, Tortorella has worked.
Well, you had me on like right after the news broke, and like I said at the time, I love Bruce Cassidy, and if he was the coach, of the Knights for the next 15 years, I'd be happy. If he was the next Cooper in this league, I'd be happy. Like he's a guy that I could stand behind as the coach of VGK. But this front office does not value the coaching position in that way. They never have. When you come in and you take this job, they do not value the coaching position above the players and who you've got. They see it as a shelf life for the coaching position and how much they can actually impact the game. And I said at the time, I didn't love it, but the person they replaced him with was the perfect person to be the substitute teacher of the team. I think that's what he is. He's coming in for a couple weeks. He's going to try to turn it around, make a crazy magical run. And he's just about the only person that I think could do that, who's already not a former VGK coach. So I liked at least who they selected in that regard. I didn't think that they were going to go, 4-0 since that day, or are we at 5-0 now? 4-0. So I mean, hey man, sometimes this front office does some wacky stuff and it works, and this might be it.
And it's all winnable games down the stretch too. That's the crazy part. You get Seattle twice, you get Winnipeg. Yeah, they have to go to Denver, but Colorado's going to have the President's Trophy all sewn up. Man, you go 7-1 down the stretch with Tortorella, win the Pacific Division. It's a totally different ball game, and because thanks to the ridiculous format that the NHL employs in their playoffs.
My brother lives in Denver, and he's an Avs fan now. And even though he grew up here, but he was long gone by the time Knights came. And he's everybody in Colorado's all up in arms about this playoff format. And I'm like, wait a minute, guys, this has been going on the whole time. You guys got 1 year in which the Central is way better than the West, no doubt about it, way better than the West. But I actually, maybe I'm in the minority here, I like the playoff format because I get it. You don't necessarily get the two best teams in the Western Conference Final. I get it. But those first couple rounds are regional, and it's easy to travel to, and they're always going to be hated rivals. So, like, round one, right off the bat, is always a banger, man. I'm always like, okay, it's the Kings. It's, Anaheim. It's somebody I really don't like that we've played enough, and it's easy enough to travel to. So I actually like the format. I don't think it's any reason to throw it away because this 1 year, Dallas and Minnesota and Colorado all happen to be significantly better than the first team in the Pacific record-wise.
Well, they're never going to throw it away because Bettman loves it.
Yes.
I mean, that's the whole ball wax with this, because I think it was, I want to say they flipped back to this in 2013, and immediately they got exactly what you wanted. They got Pittsburgh and Washington. They got Blues, Blackhawks, and everyone loved it right away. But it's so interesting to me that, like, I want to see the better teams play deeper in the playoffs. But the other thing with this is the the Stanley Cup playoffs are nuts. It's like Colorado could lose to whatever ridiculous team gets the 8th seed out of the Pacific Division when it's all
history says it's more likely than not. In the last 15 years, the President's Cup has meant early playoff exits recently. Yeah. So, it's just as likely to happen. Last time they had it 1 through 8, the 8th seed won. The LA Kings won the Stanley Cup as the 8th seed. Yeah. So it can happen. I think with the Stanley Cup being 2 months long, the playoffs being 2 months long, having that regionality so that you can go to away games if you want to travel, I think it's important for those first 2 rounds. I like it. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but I have traveled during the Stanley Cup playoffs. I have gone to the Bay Area to San Jose. I have gone down to LA. I have gone to Washington for the final. I have gone to Florida. And if you could be all over the entire West up into Winnipeg and all that in those first 2 rounds, it just gets much more difficult.
What's the drunkest, most rowdy road crowd where you've attended a game? Certainly wasn't Colorado, where they wouldn't let you stand because of babies.
Right. Yeah, I didn't like Colorado at all. I didn't. Florida was a bunch of pretenders. They were very rude, but I don't think they were knowledgeable. Washington's were very, very, very aggressive. Very aggressive. Like I was on the what do they call it? The Metro. And it was not the place to be.
Really?
In a Golden Knights jersey.
Busting your chops.
Yeah.
Not even drunk yet.
Not even drunk yet.
Wow.
And not just busting chops, a little physical contact. A little, like
what?
Yeah. They're aggressive. I'm gonna say that the rowdiest crowd was San Jose.
Okay.
Our early playoff runs when San Jose was still, firing on all cylinders, and that felt like the real rivalry. That was intense.
Like Las Vegas.
No.
Well, the reason I ask, I was just going to make a cheesy segue too. It looks like a lot of the seats are filled at the Frozen Four at the Fortress, but there's also some empty seats, and I'm assuming those are Michigan and North Dakota fans who haven't come in. Listen, everywhere before a game at this time of day, you can go and drink, but you're on the Las Vegas Strip. Can you imagine how lubed up Michigan fans after winning a basketball national championship, and North Dakota fans are going to, by the way, where's Matt Hoffman?
Yeah, right.
Where's he right now?
I don't know. He's not in the office. So he hasn't been, but this is going to be a good preview. I know it's UND and it's not North Dakota State. I get it. But this is a good preview of what you're going to see when North Dakota State comes here for a football game, because the resale prices of this Frozen Four are out of
insane.
Control.
Yeah.
They are so expensive. And, it's not just North Dakotans that are part of that, but they are a part of why that is so expensive. They are so hyped up to be out here for the Frozen Four. And Wisconsin too. They've all gone crazy. I want to go down there. I would love to go down there and watch it, but I'm not paying those prices.
Oh, I was going to say you brought up just what the Michigan fans are going to be. What are the Wisconsin fans going to be like after this game if they hold on to this too?
I know.
They're up 2-0 with 15 minutes to go here, and they're a great drinking crowd regardless of the circumstance.
It was the same with North Dakota.
Yeah,
that is their recreation.
Yeah.
Let's switch over to a little football, soccer. Headline: Spanish players protest over La Liga game in U.S. ruled freedom of expression not illegal. What's going on here?
Yeah, I love this story. So in order to protest, positions of the United States and what's going on this La Liga game that's here, the players all agree, like, first 30 seconds, we're not going to do anything. We're just going to stand there. The ball's going to be there, and we're not going to engage in the game. We're going to sit it out for 30 seconds. And La Liga gets so worked up about this, instead of like embracing it, they sue the players in Spain to say that was an illegal strike. You can't take that was a strike. And you can't do that.
Wow.
Right. And the Spanish court's like, yeah, no, this isn't a strike. It's an expression. They were there. They showed up. They didn't play for 30 seconds. Like, what are you talking about? I just can't believe. I could not believe that La Liga went that petty on it to actually sue its own players for an expression that I'm surprised La Liga doesn't agree with, to be frank with you. I'm not saying we should agree with it, but I would think they were all on the same page in that regard.
Knowing the folks, and I use that word very, very kindly there, of that run these organizations other than basically just the EPL over there in Europe. I'm not surprised that the league did something that stupid.
Oh
like
gosh.
it's completely insane.
Yes.
And it's not like we didn't play for 3 minutes, the 4-5 in the first half. They didn't play for 15 seconds, 30 seconds. They just sit there. Who cares?
Yeah.
What if you're not scoring in the first 30 seconds?
Still, if they didn't play for the first 30 minutes of the 45 minutes, I would argue it's not a strike.
Yeah.
It's just but I thought it was a funny little story about, that I guess it speaks more to the Liga and the difference between, the haves and maybe, the have-nots. I'm saying the players are speaking for the people there, even though they have plenty of money, no doubt. But, they're more in touch with the common, people of Spain and Europe than apparently the owners.
How many games you been to, Jeff, internationally? By the way, Justin Watkins, Jeff Parles, Cofield.
For soccer?
Yeah.
I've never been to an international soccer match.
Oh, you never, because you didn't get into
I didn't get it. I didn't talk about resale being insane, because I was in Munich the day that Bayern Munich was going to play Dortmund, which is Der Klassiker, which is the biggest game in German football, and couldn't get the tickets. I told Cofield this months ago. Like, I had to sign up to be a supporter of Bayern Munich in order to have a chance to win the lottery, to win the tickets. Didn't get it. Resale tickets never appeared through the team, and it was $950 per ticket get in. For that match.
Gosh!
Didn't
So
pay.
I've actually been to two.
Didn't pay it.
I went to Barcelona Milan game.
Oh wow!
In Barcelona.
Nice.
I had the kids with me. We didn't stay the whole time. Things were a little wild.
Got crazy?
In a great way. In a great way. But it was just it was a little rowdy. It was a little like the whole tickets and your seat assignment is all just pure suggestions. Like everybody's everywhere.
Really?
They're just cramming in. People are sneaking people in. They're just opening doors. It's just flooded with people. And then I went to a Tottenham game in Tottenham, and that stadium. NFL,
the new place.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
that one's awesome.
Again, that Jet Bronco game I went to was at Tottenham Stadium. That place was good.
I liked it.
That place was good. Yeah.
So Jeff is in for how many World Cup games?
I'm in for one, because that's all I won in the lottery portion.
Houston? You going to Houston?
I'm going to LA.
Okay, well that's great. That's great.
Got SoFi.
Yeah.
So
which game do you have?
I have Switzerland and Bosnia.
Okay.
Because I was hoping it was going to be Italy, and naturally the Italians choked against Bosnia. So there you go.
Another headline. World Cup ticket buyers accuse FIFA of, quote, misleading them. Kevin Clark up on Twitter with ESPN says this story is unbelievable. FIFA changed the ticket maps. So what happened?
So there was Group 1, Group 2, Group 3 tickets that you could apply for in all the lotteries. And apparently some people have tickets that are no longer in the section that they were sold. Now, I went on today after seeing this story and made sure that my tickets were still in the proper section by Group 1, and I was thrilled with my tickets. So This did not impact me. I think it impacted the people down the board. The people who bought Group 2 tickets definitely got shoved to Group 3 in some spots.
So this is the World Cup version of we've oversold the plane, and we're going to need some volunteers.
I don't think they oversold the plane. I think they saw how much money they could get, and it's like, well, we're going to sell more of these tickets as we put some more up as we get closer to the World Cup.
Okay, in the U.S.,
right?
Yeah.
It's FIFA.
Yeah.
What rights do we have as ticket purchasers? Or hey, they're international. You have no rights.
Oh no, we got rights. Yeah. They decide to put the events here in the United States. We've got rights. They're in our jurisdiction. The only way that now there may be on the tickets, a choice of venue and all of that, but that's only enforceable to the extent that American laws allow it to be enforceable. You cannot choose venue based on international law that violates United States law. And it's very possible, depending on the language of it, that a judge here could look at it and say, I'm not going to make somebody fly over to Switzerland in order to dispute a ticket price of $1,500.
This traffic report is brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Las Vegas. Visit us at jlrlv.com.
Accident I-11 northbound. That's approaching Eastern Avenue. Also Rainbow Boulevard northbound at Trop. I-11 southbound at Auto Show Drive. Jones Boulevard just north of Alta and Twain at Sand Hill.
This traffic report was brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Las Vegas. Visit us at jlrlv.com. Here's your chance to own a luxury vehicle at a non-luxury price. Hi, this is Brennan, General Manager at Jaguar Land Rover Las Vegas. Come and see a variety of our certified pre-owned vehicles at Jaguar Land Rover Las Vegas, or visit us online at JLR.
One life up starts with the right team by your side. At DeCastro Verde Law, we've spent decades helping injured Nevadans take back their lives.
BrothersWin.com. Sign
up today for a new William Hill Nevada mobile sports account, and you can earn up to a $250 bonus bet after placing your first qualifying wager. The William Hill Nevada mobile sports app allows you to bet on the go from any iPhone, iPad, or Android device from anywhere in Nevada. Sign up today and you will never miss another bet. With the largest wagering menu, the mobile sports app features same-game parlays, early cash out, and live in-play wagering on all major sports. For more information, official rules, and to see participating sign-up locations, visit williamhill.us. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
If it's for the truck, give us a call. We've got it.
For the Truck is your premier truck shop. Our suspension experts will take your ride to the next level.
Steps, wheels, bumpers, suspensions, tires, covers, accessories, liners, lifts installed. For the Truck has it all.
Specializing in precision suspension tuning for sports cars, SUVs, and of course trucks. From high-end alignments to full suspension upgrades, we have everything you need.
If it's for the truck, give us a call. We've got it. Call 702-840-4400.
Good morning.
Vegas is built on service.
Studio lights on, please.
3 shifts a day.
All right, let's do this.
As your morning begins,
It's showtime.
We have a lot to talk about live on the program for the next 3 hours.
to do our part, News 3 Today delivers Las Vegas stories that shape your community.
Just into breaking news on the economic front.
So, whether it's late breaking,
News,
bumper to bumper,
Avoid using flamingo.
or clearing skies,
No showers anticipated.
it's News 3 Today.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
After an accident, you don't want another headache dealing with the insurance companies. Let us get you all the money you deserve. Call 877-1500. That's 877-1500.
Murder Road is the way to go. Call 877-1500. 877-1500.
Randy Westbrook, managing attorney. It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
The largest display of weapons, ammunition, and equipment for outdoor activities is coming to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Crossroads of the West Gun Show. Visit crossroadsgunshows.com for a special discount. This is the largest exhibition of weapons, ammunition, and equipment for outdoor activities. Buy, sell, and trade at the Crossroads Gun Show this Saturday and Sunday at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Visit crossroadsgunshows.com for more information.
Join the Las Vegas Celtic Society as they host the 20th Annual Celtic Festival and Highland Games at Craig Ranch Park, April 18th and 19th. Live music all weekend, Celtic dancers, pipe and drum competitions, beer gardens, and plenty of food and drink. Come witness feats of strength at the Highland Games. Bring the whole family. Kids under 5 are free. April 18th and 19th. Brought to you by Hennessy's Pub, Sharon Chandler, and the Las Vegas Aviators. Get your tickets today at LasVegasCelticSociety.org.
Let's face it, happens every day. And when it does, the accident guys are here to help. Call us, the accident guys, 877-888-GUYS.
Need an accident attorney by your side? All you got to do is call the accident guys.
JT, you know, I've been telling you about Findlay Volvo Las Vegas. What a tremendous selection. How about the 2026 EX30 Plus AWD full compact electric SUV? You're going to love this deal. 0% financing up to 36 months. 3.99 APR financing up to 72 months with approved credit. I've been telling you about this unbelievable location. If you're considering buying or leasing a luxury SUV, you got to see and test drive a Volvo.
Modelo is an official cerveza of the Las Vegas Raiders and the JT the Brick Show. Modelo Especial is a rich, full-flavored Pilsner-style lager, delivering a crisp, refreshing taste, brewed with fighting spirit since 1925. It's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas and ESPN Reno.
Rolling on with Justin Watkins here in studio, our Findlay Toyota Studios. We are live on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter as well. Jeff Parles, I think this is the perfect group to talk about this guy because I feel like the other combinations of Cofield and Company, it wouldn't go well. I'll simply ask, starting with Justin.
Oh,
do we all like Kirk Cousins?
I do like Kirk Cousins. I think I'm one of the only ones who maybe like him. And like it's gonna be Kirk Cousins and Mendoza on the same team. It's going to be like the super happy guys, super like, you know, they're going to have their little handshake that they do in front of everybody. They're going to be smiling all the time.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I'm
here for it.
I already deal with Deal in a good way because he's great to cover. Josh Pastner. He's a big goodness gracious guy. So I could just see Kirk Cousins. Really, even AOC is kind of like that too, but we know Mendoza is. This is quite the quarterback room.
I come from when I was in college. Mike Riley was the coach at Oregon State, and he's a golly gee sort of guy, and holy moly and all that stuff. I like, it's obviously I curse like a sailor. It's not my way of being, but I like the people who are. I like being around them, and I'm here to watch everybody start accusing them of it being fake. I think it's pretty clear now at this point. Kirk Cousins is that dude. Like, he is that dude. And, when he was on the quarterback, I enjoyed him. I thought it was a good, different perspective. I liked the different personalities. He was great to cast on the show in a perspective. He was on there with Mahomes, and I think Mariota is who he was on with. And I thought it was a good mix. I liked it.
If he gets start number one this season, maybe if the three of us are together that week on a show, we all need to come in with like a nice plaid button down,
all in,
some Dockers.
Find my khaki golf pants will be perfect. Yes. That might actually be too comfortable. It's funny because it feels like for all the money that Cousins makes, and this is really has made through his career, I should say,
$340 million.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. And people just like ragging on him. And he is what he is, right? Like, you're never going to win. And again, at this point in his career, it's different. But when Cousins was in Minnesota, like, you were never going to win anything of true significance. But you know what? You're going to be a playoff team more times than not, which Minnesota probably should have made it more. Won a division with Washington. Obviously, Atlanta was a mess, but that was disjointed from the start with their Penix decision. But for this circumstance, with this head coach, with the number one overall pick, who, again, I think Fernando Mendoza is ready to play day one. But if there's any question of all of can he play at day one, they should play Kirk Cousins in week one. They should play him for a month. They could play him as short as 3 weeks. They could play him as long as 2 months. And it may not be a bad thing because Cofield, we've talked about this, where despite all the money they've spent, despite all the draft capital they have, they're not ready to win yet. This year is all about developing Fernando Mendoza, whether it's on the field or having him do, like, again, big name here, but Patrick Mahomes played one game in his rookie season, and it was a meaningless game in week 17 in Denver. And then obviously, again, if Mendoza ends up being 35% of Mahomes, the Raiders have done very well, but perfect move. And it's also a guy who is not going to upset the apple cart, which is very important for developing the kid in Mendoza, who's going to be your franchise quarterback, hopefully for
Giants, right? And like seeing the next quarterback come up. I agree with you. I think it's the perfect pick for the situation. Selfishly, I hope he starts for at least half the season, because I remember the bet I have with Cofield. He does a lot of bets on the show. I don't do so many, but Mendoza's got to win over 6.5 as the starter.
He has to start all the games.
He has to start each of those wins.
Oh, you are.
I'm in big trouble.
You are.
So I need Cousins to start the season. You know what? In perfect Raider fashion, here's how I see this playing out. They're going to start Kirk Cousins. They're going to have a designated day that they're going to switch over. It's going to be after a hard part of the schedule. Kirk Cousins will start off winning.
Yep.
He'll go like 6-2. They can't pull them. And then finally, it'll all start falling apart late in the season. And then they'll throw in Mendoza for the final like 4 to 6 games that are meaningless. But they're going to start out hot just because it is Kirk Cousins and they are the Raiders.
It'll also be good to know I might run into Kirk Cousins while getting a haircut in the city too.
Yeah.
Is he? Are
He's
you
a
a
sports
chain,
clip.
Are you a chain guy?
I vary between the two big chains depending on if I have a coupon at the one that Cousins frequents.
I like the word coupon a lot.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't think the one Cousins frequents, I don't think I've paid more than $12.50 for a haircut
Really?
the last 3 months because of coupons. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't look to me. I can't help with this conversation.
Like, what about? Oh, sorry. $13 haircut.
But I paid more for a beard trim than that $13 haircut.
I know your place.
Yeah.
I know your place. $13 haircut. Down from 20. What do you tip? What should Jeff be tipping?
Oh, I'm curious to see the answer because I know what I tip. So
I mean, if you're getting a haircut for that price, minimum 5, somewhere between 5 and 10.
I'm at 5.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Right on the money.
5.
Yeah.
It's 25%.
25%
of the sticker price
on a $20 haircut. It's 25%.
I mean, I tip 40% on my beard trim.
And your beard
Standard.
trim's like $80.
No, it's not quite that. I think it's $40, but
I mean, you are on billboards. So,
Yeah.
like my hair can look like ass on these videos we're doing, but like you got to look like billboards forever. By the way, your billboard placement around town, I told you before, I am often driving over Spring Mountain up into Chinatown. And you have the one like right there.
Okay.
That is do you get to keep that? How, like, do you have years that you signed for that?
I mean,
That's a good billboard spot.
we have some boards that are permanent locations and some that rotate around. The idea is to feel like we're everywhere all the time.
You know what's funny? I do feel like you're everywhere because I just think in another route, I swear, because I almost always take the flyover. I took it from the beginning, the hell of the law. I mean, I always follow the rules. No, I take that flyover and I swear you're like one of the first ones on the right. I'm on the flyover and I'm, sky high up there.
I feel
and
like
I look up and I'm like, I think Justin's there or Matt's there.
I think it's one of those things that once you know me, you see it.
Yeah.
But for the general public, I don't think it's that way.
There's another one in Charleston that I pass all the time. That's 3.
But I even got to show you yet. We totally revamped the brand. It's coming out soon. We'll come out on it's already on the website. Website's already updated on the branding, but we're gonna get some new boards out there. I think that'll look great.
I assume there's one that has a small picture of me in the corner. Like, he's my favorite attorney on my show.
Can I get a little bubble coming up.
And I have the 5 stars. Is that what you do? 5 stars or 4 stars?
We're not doing the stars.
No more stars.
Well,
stars are out.
I mean, we do the 5 stars when we do it. But right now, that is our campaign. I don't know that this one's going to be this one. We've refreshed the brand. We stayed true to our roots. So I think for the first time around, it's just going to be that. It's just going to be the updated logo.
So I stayed true to my roots when I went to the Final Four in Indianapolis, and I got a chance to sit down with MJ Collins from Utah State and then Jared Calhoun of Utah State. And I have to put these videos out because I'll be honest, my sole mission was to annihilate Utah State fans, to both the former player and the former coach.
How'd you do?
I thought they loved it. Now I mean, they're smooth. Both of them are really smart. So they probably knew what I was doing. I was just waiting to bait them to be like, those scumbags. They didn't do that. But my whole point was, and I did it with Nate Oates too. My roots are player rights. I back the players. Like I just saw one of the jabronis in this building talking about Michigan and whatever, a team of mercenaries. And shut up, okay? Please. The system allows for guys to bounce around, make max money, take advantage of the system if you're different schools and you have the money. Okay. So Trump comes out with his executive order, and immediately John Calipari is like, yeah. And then I watched, and I forgot to put the bites in the rundown today, but Jay Billis goes on with John Calipari, and it was like he eviscerated him. He freaking flamed through him on live TV.
Yep.
I don't think almost any of Trump's executive order will work or will pass, but let's attack one right off the bat. There is a mention about the 5 and 5, or at least I think we can move towards an age limit. And there was a discussion about the age limit yesterday. That's one of the things you said potentially can work in the face of legal challenges.
Yes, but not via executive order from the
Right.
president.
You, you don't need it. No, but I think a lot of coaches
yeah.
saw the executive order and they're like, okay, this is going to point us in a direction. Like they all know this is not going to pass any legal test.
Gosh, I mean, it's just like it's ridiculousness upon ridiculousness.
He's saving college sports.
Yeah,
he's saving everything. I'm not going to do that again where I just scream save on Monday. I was like, save this, save that, save this.
Okay. The executive order includes exactly what the colleges and universities and the NCAA wanted him to include in there. So it's not like the executive order is providing some direction to the NCAA and the schools going, hey, here's my thoughts on the situation. You should do this. No. It's the other way around. Here you go. Sign this
paper over and go rewrite this.
Yes.
The president says this.
Sign this. And here's the effect it's going to have. None. It has zero legal effect. It will do nothing. It accomplishes nothing. There is nothing. An executive order directs the executive branch to do something. That means the federal government's executive branch. It could be like the Department of Education. It could be. Now, could they withhold some funds that's given from the Department of Education to any member institution that violates an executive order that he puts forward? In theory, yes. But that's not what he's doing. He's not going after the schools. He's not going after the presidents. He's not going after the coaches. He's going after the kids. Mm-hmm. And they don't get any money from the Department of Education. They're not bound by the executive order. So it has no effect whatsoever. It is no the bullet points are the same things they've been talking about forever that they've lost in court. They will continue to lose in court. To your point, the one thing that some of the courts have had some pushback on is years of eligibility and age limits. Can those be seen as pro-competitive guardrails? And I think the answer is yes.
Hold there. Age limits, I want to get to that. And I also got to get more on what Billis said, because he was brilliant, because he brought in the coaches, and then there was trouble.
Since 2014, Paul Petta Law has proudly called Las Vegas and the surrounding area home. Over the years, Paul Petta Law has financially supported community organizations such as
the LVMP Foundation,
Legal Aid Center of Southern Nevada,
Hope for the City,
Cheyenne High School, Babies Bounty,
the Secret Santa Project,
and many more.
Hi, this is Paul Petta from Paul Petta Law, where compassion and strong local legal representation come together. Remember, it's not about the injury, it's about the recovery. To learn more, go to paulpattalaw.com.
Hi, sports fans, it's The Herd. We're here to talk about game changers. Just like in sports, business has all its MVPs, and Ford Country in the Valley Auto Mall is leading the pack. At Ford Country, you'll get VIP experience with the best service in town and exceptional savings on your favorite Fords like the F-150, Explorer, and the Bronco. Visit Ford Country at the Valley Auto Mall or online at FordCountryHenderson.com. Ford Country, where the difference is real.
Spring into cash for betting sports on the William Hill mobile app. With the William Hill Cash Rewards program, you can earn up to $500 in cash. Earn Spring Rewards points for mobile wagers made until May 31st. Win or lose, you can earn even more Spring Rewards points for teasers, parlays, and same-game parlays. Sign up for the William Hill mobile app today and opt in to enroll in Spring Rewards. To see participating locations, visit williamhill.us. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-507-5193. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-507-5193. That's 800-507-5193. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
Attorney Justin Watkins with Battleborn Injury Lawyers. When you think Amazon, you picture the blue vans. But every day, regular, untrained people in regular, unmaintained cars are delivering Amazon packages as flex drivers. And if they're in a crash, Amazon may suspend their account. So the last thing they want to do is tell the truth. Those lies could leave you fighting for thousands of dollars instead of millions. At Battleborn, we'll find out if they're delivering for Amazon or any other platform. Call Battleborn Injury Lawyers today at 766-1400.
They have a Super Bowl.
No, I did things in Miami I haven't even told my husband because it's just I had that much fun. It was, but not like that. But like I knew he would he would judge the kind of partying I was doing. I don't know what got into me. I just remember being down there acting like it was my last day on earth.
It's time for ESPN Las Vegas legal insider Justin Watkins with Battleborn Injury Lawyers, only on ESPN Las Vegas and ESPN Reno.
So I'm going to say something that I think a lot of guys aren't going to like about Diana Rossini. We keep getting these new bites now where she's on podcasts and shows, and we played one last hour where she's like, I want to be introduced as not NFL insider, but MILF. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll do that. But now it looks terrible after the whole picture scandal, whatever else was going on. I think she's funny.
Me too.
And I like, listen, I don't know what she's doing in terms of fornicating on the side. I have no idea. I don't know what her relationship is with Mike Vrabel or Sean McVay or Scott McLuhan or David Wright or all these different people are rumored. I'm going to say something that's really goofy. Some of the stuff I see from her when she's been talking in the past suggests to me that she actually has a very healthy relationship. I know that sounds crazy. Look, Jeff was looking down. He just like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
No, 100%. That's why I don't understand, like, the fact that everybody's making such a big deal about this. Like, my initial impression of is if anything's even going on. I don't think those pictures are that damning, to be honest with you. No, I don't. I really don't think they're that damning.
What are you trying to get a client here? What's going on?
No, but let's assume that they are what people think that they may be. I don't know that she doesn't have some agreement with her husband. Like, and the comments that are all being pulled out of this archive would lead me. It's funny you said that. Like, I was listening as you guys were driving in, and I love Xavier, and he's going, this is abuse of the relationship, and I'm like, hey, wait a minute, this might all be cool with everybody involved. Everybody might know everything about this. We don't know that. So I'm certainly not here to pass judgment on whether or not she and her husband have a healthy relationship. And when she's traveling, she's allowed to do whatever and he's allowed to do whatever. I don't know.
What if that's her arrangement, but it's not Vrabel's?
What if it's both of theirs?
But no, the scenario where it is her arrangement,
yeah,
but it's not Vrabel and she's getting murdered.
Is she?
Oh my God!
Oh yeah, she is.
I mean,
Justin,
this is funny.
This is
not on my feed. She's not.
This is such red meat for guys and incels.
Yeah.
Up, and it's a female reporter, and then you get to the journalism part of it. Like, what does she have to do to move up the ladder?
You know what's so funny is as you guys were talking about that on the way in, I'm looking at my feed. And my feed, the only thing that's happening on that is Adam Schefter's catching strays left and right, left and right, all over my time feed about basically, okay, now that we've confirmed that she has, gotten all of her sources by way of the bedroom, blah, blah, being facetious, the post is being facetious. We can now be assured that she is more ethical than Adam Schefter getting.
Have you seen
sources. Dude, it's so
funny.
No, my feed has been, and look, it's just the telltale sign that I'm following too many sports radio people.
Yeah.
But it has been, I would say 97% what is wrong with her and how does she still have a job? That's what, like, 97% of my feed.
Most guys are tools. Most sports radio guys are tools.
Yeah.
And maybe they're actually brilliant. They're playing to their audience. I'm going to play to multiple parts of the audience because I think there are smart guys out there who are also with women who, listen, again, I don't know what she's doing, but if she wants to go on radio and bust the husband's chops or say I want to be called MILF, I know relationships where that's fine. That's part of the relationship, and you can joke around. And even her line about going down to Miami and partying. Listen, I think a healthy relationship must include both a husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, boyfriend, girlfriend, Like, you have to have your own time.
Sure.
Yes.
You got to be, and I'm not saying you have to go, screw around on the side, but you have to be able to have fun and not have someone hovering over you all the time.
Everybody's different. Nobody knows what anybody's relationship looks like. I don't care how well you know somebody. They could be your best friends. You do not know what goes on behind those closed doors of a married couple. And so, like, I've been married a long time now, and I look at that stuff and I say, I don't know what's going on with them.
Justin Watkins continues. We'll get back to the age rule and other changes in college sports.
We're chatting with our guest, always safety first, 811 Megaphone Man.
Call 811 before you dig.
You never stray from your mission of letting homeowners, landscapers, and excavators know you should always call 811 before you dig.
Call 811.
Call for both small and big jobs. And 2 working days in advance?
811.
Any parting words? And I'm guessing they will be.
Call 811 before you dig.
Brought to you by Southwest Gas.
811.
William Hill Sportsbook is your home court, home ice, and home field for April sports betting action. Build your lineup with a same-game parlay for a shot at a big payout. Don't forget, William Hill Sportsbooks have a deep betting menu for golf each week, too. Sign up today for a new William Hill mobile account and get your first bet matched up to $250 instantly. Play more, get more, opt in for spring rewards, and get up to $500 cash back. Hundreds of deposit locations as far north as Jackpot and to the south in Laughlin. Visit williamhill.us for details.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
The Vegas Golden Knights are rolling through another epic season. And there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your Knights on the ice. Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. So it's easy to sip and enjoy. It's not seltzer, it's Surfside, official partner of the Vegas Golden Knights. Sold in arena and at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
You've said it before. This will only take a second. Just a quick glance. A fast reply. But on the road, seconds don't wait for you. They decide everything. Who stops, who doesn't, who makes it home. So next time your phone lights up, ask yourself, is this distraction worth a ticket or even a life? Put the phone away or pay. Paid for by NHTSA.
If you were injured in an accident, why would you call anyone but the Richard Harris Law Firm?
When I started my firm here in Nevada, I took cases of all sizes, and today we still do. It's about getting results for our clients.
We fight for the largest possible settlement in every case.
And with all that fighting, we've become Nevada's largest personal injury law firm, recovering billions for our clients.
Who you hire matters.
Why would you call anyone else? The Richard Harris Law Firm.
Class, today we're talking men's ice hockey. Open your textbooks. Join thousands of other screaming fans for an in-person experience you have to see to believe. It's the NCAA Men's Frozen 4, April 9th and 11th in Las Vegas. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/mfrozen4.
How many teams are in the men's Frozen 4?
Please leave.
The Golden Circle Sports Bar inside Treasure Island Hotel and Casino is the best place to watch games on the Strip. There's a huge video wall and over 55 plus screens throughout the bar. Place your sports bets at the new STN Sportsbook. The menu with the Golden Circle Burger, the linebacker ice burger, Philly cheesesteak, the Polish sausage, and so much more is dynamite. The Golden Circle Sports Bar's happy hour is amazing with $5 draft beers every day from 10 a to 6 p. Treasure Island, the Vegas destination for those seeking a contemporary resort experience with an ideal location on the Las Vegas Strip. And remember, parking is always free.
This sports update is brought to you by Dollar Loan Center. Get up to $5,000 in minutes at Dollar Loan Center. Free to apply, and new customers enjoy 1 week of free interest on their first loan. Visit don'tbebroke.com.
Tonight, the Las Vegas Aviators continue their series in Sacramento, taking on the River Cats. First pitch set for 7:05. Up in Seattle, it'll be the Kraken, as the Vegas Golden Knights will be there. Puck drop set for just after 7.
It's
It's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas and ESPN Reno.
All right, Wisconsin pulls off the upset, Frozen Four, just down the road from us here at Lotus Broadcasting. Pretty full house as the entire late session crowd is in there, and Wisconsin wins as a plus 175 dog against North Dakota. I hope Matt Hoffman's okay. Your partner.
You know what? Especially in these non-revenue generating sports, can we have the schools that aren't part of the powers win it? Like baseball. Come on, Oregon State, let's carry the banner.
So we're rooting for Denver tonight.
Yes, 100%. I mean, even though Denver is kind of like,
well, I know they're the power.
Yeah, they're more accomplished.
But for the rest of us, we're like, we don't know Denver.
Yeah. I mean, Denver is way more accomplished than any of the 4 schools that are in there right now. So, they're the team. We're cheering for Denver.
So we were talking about Trump's executive order last week to save college sports, and then we veered off into Rossini and Vrabel. But let's get back to the matter at hand. Let's talk first about the possibility of an age limit.
Yeah.
Which, let me tell you, the thing that it would affect the most are the international players.
Yep.
And I don't hate you as a state, but Utah, after your missions.
Oh,
imagine if they said it at 24 years old. You can't have who was the guy in Utah State a few years ago? Justin Bean was 26 years old.
Yeah.
So that'll go bye-bye. Can they set it at 24 or 25? You said in the past this could be legal.
Oh, I think it's very likely to be legal. And the reason is you don't look at this process where we're at right now, whether or not it's good for the sport. You don't look at it at whether or not it's good for the player or good for the coach or good for the school. The only analysis that you look at is from a purely capitalistic standpoint. Is this good for competition within the industry? However, now the tough part has been defining this as an industry, but that went bye-bye with Alston. The Supreme Court said, yes, this is business and industry. It is subject to antitrust. That's what that did. That's why all the floodgates have opened and said, okay, now we know we have an industry that we can define. Okay, is this pro-competitive rules or is this anti-competitive rules? And any rules that unilaterally restrict the earning potential of the working class are going to be anti-competitive. That's not going to be okay. And the Supreme Court has pointed to, you can't say, well, our viewers like poor players. They like them to not make a lot of money. That's not good enough. That doesn't work. That analysis isn't there. So, but can we say that the sport is better and more competitive if we limit it to certain age groups? And the answer is clearly yes, because we see that all the way through their development as they move on. The NFL has got an age floor, right? All the way through prep. In almost any sport you do, they are going to be age grouped. 12U, 14U, 16U, all those things. They are used to it. It's a part of the nature of the industry and the culture, and it keeps the young, talented people coming in. So I think if it's purely age-related, you will see an analysis that results in it saying this is pro-competitive and is enforceable. Yes.
So the executive order, as we pointed out a couple minutes ago, you could tell it was from the NCAA and coaches' side. There was no input from the workers, the laborers, the players. It didn't rep them at all. It was all about, once again, limiting what they get. And I'll tell you, the guy who had set off, and he's been talking about this for years. He's great. Jay Billis on Saturday morning. This is what they talked about a lot as a topic. Later on, they brought in Calipari, but this was Billis kind of unplugged with Reese Davis and Jay Williams and Seth Greenberg, and those guys tried to get in a word edgewise, and he wrecked them. Listen to this path he goes down.
We're talking about the players saying this is unsustainable, and then we're talking about these kind of buyouts. And every job that is filled with a sitting head coach somewhere else opens up a job where that place has to go get somebody else's coach, and then they take somebody else's coach, and the domino effect.
Talk about the domino effect, because let's talk about the domino effect. His big thing was, we keep talking about this is not sustainable with the players moving all over the place and the players getting money. And yet coaches who are under contract are being messed with. And he used the word tampered. You're going to hear it again in another bite here, but like we never addressed that part of this, the coaches movement.
Well, I love the analysis of take a potential rule and look at it from the coach's perspective. If that rule seems ridiculous or from your own industry perspective, does that rule seem ridiculous? If it seems ridiculous, it's probably ridiculous to impose upon the players from an antitrust analysis point of view. So he's done a great job of setting up the argument, right? We have this. Now it seems super chaotic right now because we haven't filled out a full term of players with these transfer portal rules and NIL money. So it's all over the place. But at some point, the roster will be filled out. And the whole time they will have been on NIL and transfer portal rules. And then just like that, the domino effects will fall. They go pro, they age out, they run out of eligibility. Boom, they're out. Somebody else fills in. So the NCAA's argument that they were making in the lawsuit, which is we need to create opportunities for the high school students. And if we let these people stay in, then they lose opportunities for high school students. It's like, yes, for 1 year. But eventually the roster fills out and they age out. They run out of eligibility and you've got to fill it in. Who are you going to fill it in with? High school students. Now you say it might be Euros. It might be pros. That's true. But again, those only happen for a certain period of time until everybody fills the chairs at the table, and then somebody has to get up and somebody has to fill the chair.
Why the NCAA can't run an organization and say, look, we're member institutions, all our member institutions. You cannot take someone else's coach unless you get their permission. Like the NFL, totally the agree. NBA, like it's absurd the way we do business. And it's bifurcated. Like it's okay for the coaches. And I don't mean to pick on anybody, but we had a coach earlier this year, finishes the season, say, stay away from my players. Stay away from my players. Nobody tamper with my players. Then he left, took another job. So it's okay if they tamper with you.
I'll pick on somebody. It's Brian Hodgson at South Florida who went to Providence, who, while he was threatening other coaches, was being tampered with. I got caught in the wire. I almost hit myself in the face with the microphone. It was like a Phil Baroni moment. Not because of that. There was a Phil attack on a host here who, anyway. So Billis' case is 5-year contract. You fulfill the contract. No one can talk to you. And the only guys who can move from school to school are the assistants. Just like the NFL. You can't move in the NFL or be interviewed unless you're getting a bump.
Oh, gosh, it's so funny. Eventually we'll get there. But we are getting the NCAA and its member institutions kicking and screaming to them agreeing to what they actually are, which is pro sports franchises, right? They are saying we are, institutions of higher learning. And as a result, we don't do all of this. We don't run a pro league. That's not what we're doing, but it's absolutely what you're doing. And eventually, and it's gonna be messy and it's gonna take time, but eventually everybody's gonna spin off their revenue generating sports into a separate entity that has the trademark and intellectual property licensure of the university and can use the facilities of the university. They're going to pay the university to do that, and they're going to have these revenue generating sports held at a separate entity, and all of those separate entities are going to get together and they're going to create rules, and they're going to collectively bargain, and it's going to be a pro league. Yep. That's like a minor version of whatever pro version there is out there. That's what's going to happen. And you can see some schools are ahead of it. They're already doing this stuff. And there's some that are holding on to these old rules and they're shaking their fist at the sun and they don't see what is painfully obvious going to happen. If I can see it happening from over here, and I'm not even in the industry, then there's plenty of smart people that see this is exactly where it's going.
And does anybody think that North Carolina right now, or any school that's got an opening, is not tampering with coaches that are under contract? I mean, that would never happen in the NBA or the NFL. They have strict rules against that. And it's just business as usual in college. And then we want to say that's sustainable. That's okay. Nobody's asking about that.
Right. So tampering is this very charged word, which sounds like you're doing something wrong. And in the way that the NCAA and its member institutions writes their contracts with their coaches, they are not doing anything wrong, right? You've got a buyout clause, which means you can go take another job. You just got to pay this penalty, right? It doesn't say you're not going to talk to anybody. And arguably in certain circumstances, it may not even be enforceable, because here's the challenge that the NCAA member schools have that the NBA and the NFL and the NHL and MLB doesn't have. They are full of state institutions. These are public dollars, public universities, public, there are state laws that govern the employment of that person, which is different than the state laws of everybody else, right? And so I will say he oversimplifies and says, well, they should just do this. Well, you got to comply with 50 different state laws on labor in order to do that. So it's much easier to say, you know what? Pay the buyout. We know that's enforceable in every state. We can have a buyout, pay the buyout. You can do. We can't restrict who you can talk to. We can't restrict what you say. Can't restrict what job. That's called a non-compete. We can't do that because some states outright outlaw it. No non-competes in California. You can't do it, right? So it's a lot easier said than done when you're dealing with over 300 different member institutions and definitely 50 different state laws.
That was the voice of Jay Billis. So on the topic of these raises, right? Basically, you're bent over the barrel as a school. Hey, North Carolina wants your coach. What are you going to do? Nate Oates got a raise. Tommy Lloyd went from $4.8 million to $7.2 million. How much of that is the state's responsibility, state taxpayers? That's where it becomes a next level concern.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I want to see state legislators in each of these states, when they come with their higher education budget, to say, what's going on here, right? Our charge as a legislature in creating this budget is to ensure that our citizens in our state, our taxpayers, they're getting a quality level education. That's my charge is universe of what? Because that, yes, there are 40 to 50 schools, maybe slightly more, maybe slightly less. Games are full, and the kids go to those schools because they want to be a part of that environment. The vast majority of them are empty stadiums, paying these people a whole bunch of money, and they're raising student fees to do it. And if I was a legislator, again, and I was on the budget committee, that's what I'm targeting as wasteful taxpayer funds.
Can we file this one away? Because I know you'll have fun with this one. It's out about a week ago. A New Jersey taxpayer who graduated from Rutgers has sued the Public Research University over alleged breach of fiduciary duty and losing hundreds of millions of dollars after joining the Big Ten. How dare he? That doesn't happen in a lot of states, but there they don't care. His claim is America.
Gambler's bonus hits again. On March 14th, Michelle hit 4 aces, clearing her Gambler's bonus 4-of-a-kind bingo card for over $10,000. Michelle hit big, and so can you with Gambler's bonus. It's why you play the game.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by Tax Relief Advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-9087. 800-575-9087. That's 800-575-9087, or simply visit TRA.com.
Don't miss the William Hill Radio Show, hosted by Paul Howard. Now live every Friday from 6 to 7 p.m. at the William Hill Sportsbook inside Palms Casino Resort. He'll break down all the latest betting action, including the odds, matchups, and who bettors are backing the most. After the William Hill Radio Show, make the William Hill Sportsbook at Palms Casino Resort your home for betting with live, continuous in-game wagering. Don't miss the William Hill Radio Show every Friday from 6 to 7 p.m. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Modelo is an official cerveza of the Las Vegas Raiders and the JT the Brick Show. Modelo Especial is a rich, full-flavored Pilsner-style lager, delivering a crisp, refreshing taste, brewed with fighting spirit since 1925. Listen to UNLV Sports right here on ESPN Las Vegas, 1100 AM and 100.9 FM, KWWN, Las Vegas. Live from the Findlay Toyota Studios, it's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas.
5 o'clock hours here. Jeff Parles, Danny, Jess, Findlay Toyota Studios. It's Cofield. Much to get to this hour. We'll check in on the NFL, a little more of the Rossini and Mike Vrabel thing with Miles Simmons. Also, an update on Mendoza Fernando not going to the NFL draft. A lot of people are angry about it, but I think there's a lot of reasons that you should not be angry. So we'll get into that after 5:30. But we haven't had a chance to break down what's happened the last week or so. A lot of news in women's basketball with the WNBA, the Aces, the women's Final Four, Gino and Dawn Staley. So we bring in Willie Ramirez, and I actually want to start out, Willie, with this is such a big game tonight, and what a story that's unfolding with Tortorella and the Golden Knights. What's going on, buddy?
What's happening? Yeah, it's wild. Everybody's going to obviously, think, oh man, they really did need a coaching change. Yeah, they're undefeated since Tortorella take I was happy for Corey Close, somebody who champions women's basketball. I said this, I tweeted it out. This is somebody who opens and closes her press conferences by thanking media members, no matter what city she's in, just for the coverage and the exposure. This is somebody, and I'm not saying that the other coaches don't love women's basketball, but this is someone who absolutely just, fights and claws for women's basketball at every single level. And, she just makes it a point to thank anybody and anyone, any reporter that is giving exposure and positive, actually just coverage. Negative, or if it's negative and constructive criticism that needs to be given, fine. But she just wants the exposure. So Corey Close has worked her butt off. These players, these seniors, they all deserved it. And for me personally, many people have heard me talk about it, write about it, tweet about it. Kiki Rice, her decision to come to Westwood from Maryland, crossing the entire country, and her comments to me for the Sporting Tribune is that I want to be the person that helps bring UCLA its first NC2A championship. Her freshman year, she said that on record, and her senior year, she does it. So it was great to see.
Yeah, Corey Close also with ties to John Wooden, as they, for a long time, like 15 years before his passing in 2010, they would meet every other Tuesday. So, I mean, if you're looking for someone who's got UCLA lineage, it's Corey Close. Now, here's the crazy thing. It's a great story. UCLA wins, there's Wooden ties, and yet the mainstream media latched onto a big story. What did you make of what, I'm going to just put it this way, Gino and Dawn did, or should I say what Gino did?
Oh, I don't get Gino's actions, but I understand what he was talking about. I just think that it was a major miscommunication, and Gino clearly 100% took his frustrations out on Dawn rather than his players, and you're not going to do that after a Final Four loss to 19, 20, 21, 22-year-old young women. There were plenty of footage where you could see Gino standing at midcourt waiting for a handshake before the game. In Dawn's eyes, when she came and walked through the line pregame and shook everyone's hands, that was her pregame handshake. Right. It's not her job to know that Gino thought that pregame. If they did it last year, whatever. The bottom line is, whoever's right, whoever's wrong, he should not have lashed out with 30 seconds left, whatever it was, and then proceed. I think he knew he was wrong at the immediate post-game press conference, because that's what he was like, I said what I said. Because then he came out. The first apology was kind of lame. You knew that came from the sports information department because it didn't address Dawn. Then he said that they talked. The problem I had was everybody going viral and tweeting and commenting and saying their comment, oh, he didn't say this. Dawn eventually acknowledged that Gino called her or talked to her. They were saying, oh, well, we saw that he didn't talk to her. It got so blown out of control because of that, and it did take away from the weekend, I thought. And to be honest with you, I'm not saying this in a karma type of way, but I'm glad that UCLA won. You know why? Because if South Carolina wins, half the storyline after the championship is that's what you get, UConn. And they won it because of this and karma this and karma that. You know what? UCLA turned a little ugly occurrence into a fantastic story for the Bruins.
Willie Ramirez, Sporting Tribune, Cofield and Company. All right, headline out 55 minutes ago. The first $1 million WNBA contract belongs to Jackie Young of the Aces. Yeah, Jackie Young of the Aces. Well, this is significant with the new deal. What do you think? And what does it mean for the Aces? Because you were one of the first people to tackle this topic with Doug Feinberg from the AP a couple weeks ago, where you were asking, hey, can there be two $1 million players on the same team?
Apparently there can be, because there's no way we're heading into camp here and Asia's not getting the max 1.4. So I think I read Alexa Philippou from ESPN.com reported it was going to be 1.1 for Jackie. So, and that was pretty much what a lot of people were saying. If there's a second $1 million player, it's going to be around 1.1. Asia will get that max contract at 1.4. We all know that. She's not going anywhere. She just said that the other day. So I don't really – I think that it's one of those things where, everybody's up in arms. It's kind of like what the Jack Eichel thing. Everyone was worried. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? It's going to get done. Asia's going to get signed. I'm not surprised that they got Jackie done first because they knew it. It's kind of like, hey, let's get these out of the way. We've got the 1.4, and let's get somebody. They also signed Kirsten Bell. So they signed Kirsten Bell, who's a three-time champ with the team. They got Jackie Young done. They'll get Asia done. We know Ian on that from $70,000 to whatever her new contract would be, $500,000. And then they'll just work on the rest of them. I'm pretty sure Nalissa Smith will be back. She doesn't want to go anywhere. The one of the players that I'm wondering that's been along for the ride is Kia Stokes. Don't know where she's going to stay. They're going to use her for trade bait, sign and trade. I'm not sure with her. And Chelsea Gray. I don't think Chelsea's going anywhere. This salary cap allows them obviously to, it's bigger, but in ratio numbers, it's really not a big difference. A lot of people say, well, they got a lot more money to spend. No, the percentages just change. So if Asia was making X percent of the salary cap, she's still making X percent of the new salary cap. It's just a matter of where they're going to put it. My biggest interest with what's going to take place in the next week is, do they trade their draft picks? Because they really don't draft till further down in the draft. And do they need to rebuild? I don't think so with the championship squad that's won 3 in the last 4 years. Do they trade away and bring in someone who's willing to make, now that the salaries can be higher, $500,600,000 to help Asia, to help Nalissa, or to help in that 3 spot? Who I don't know. I did read someone say Tina Charles. It's funny that I read that because I predicted that last year. I thought that was going to be the help they brought in, but they brought in Nalissa Smith. So I'm wondering if they trade something, if they trade a draft pick and they bring somebody in. That's what I'm kind of eager to see what takes place in the next week before the draft.
Willie, I got a minute left. Want to get an update on one of our hometown heroes playing or participating in college athletics, and that is in the world of gymnastics.
Kaylin Chio, LSU, she's absolutely taken over the gymnastics college scene. She's the number 1 ranked with Jordan Childs right close behind. She's setting records with multiple more 10s. I think she's up to 12 or 14 10s. She's only a sophomore. So I think she's on the brink of breaking Haley Bryant's record for number of perfect 10s in a college career at LSU. Definitely on the national level. I think she's at 12 perfect scores in her career. 11 came this season. LSU's in the Elite 8 next Thursday. 2 4-team sessions. The top 2 from each session go on to the Final Four. I spoke to her mom today. Very excited. Kaylin's excited to help lead LSU to another title, hopefully.
Willie, thank you. Feel better. We'll talk to you, buddy.
All right, thanks, buddy.
There he is, Willie Ramirez, Sporting Tribune. Giveaway time, 364-1100. Caller 7, Bruno Mars. Playing Friday and Saturday at the Al, Legion Stadium, Ticketmaster.com, the Romantic Tour. Bruno Mars, we got 2 tickets right now. Jess and Danny are going to hook you up. Caller 7, 364-1100.
Got something to say? Hit us up on the Bay Law text line, 702-364-1100. Brought to you by Bay Law Injury Attorneys. Winning is no accident.
When you need cash, how quickly can LendingStore.com connect you to a lender faster than this commercial? Whether you need cash for a medical bill, groceries, or rent, LendingStore.com's network of lenders makes it quick and easy. In less time than this ad, you can fill out a few fields at LendingStore.com and find out if a lender can get you $500 to $5,000 as early as tomorrow. So visit LendingStore.com today for details. See website for details. Lending Store is not a lender and does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old, not available in all states.
The Golden Circle Sports Bar inside Treasure Island Hotel and Casino is the best place to watch games on the Strip. There's a huge video wall and over 55-plus screens throughout the bar. Place your sports bets at the new STN Sportsbook. The menu with the Golden Circle Burger, the Linebacker Bison Burger, Philly Cheesesteak, the Polish Sausage, and so much more is dynamite. The Golden Circle Sports Bar's happy hour is amazing with $5 draft beers every day from 10 a to 6 p. Treasure Island, the Vegas destination for those seeking a contemporary resort experience with an ideal location on the Las Vegas Strip. And remember, parking is always free.
Hey, it's JT. Grimaldi's is hands down my favorite pizza in Vegas. Only at Grimaldi's can you get their famous New York-style coal-fire brick oven pizza. Grimaldi's has 4 locations in the Vegas Valley, or check them out online at grimaldispizzeria.com.
Leadership isn't just about titles, it's about impact. It's about the people who quietly lift communities, inspire progress, and leave things better than they found them. On Friday, April 10th, join Southern Nevada's business and community leaders at the Henderson Chamber of Commerce Leadership and Legacy Awards, an inspiring luncheon honoring those making a lasting difference. Hosted at the Raiders headquarters and Intermountain Health Performance Center. Reserve your seat or become a sponsor at hendersonchamber.com.
The Vegas Golden Knights are rolling through another epic season. Grab an ice-cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your Knights on the ice. It's not seltzer, it's Surfside, official partner of the Vegas Golden Knights. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Busy Boots Automotive offers fast, reliable auto repair services, including diagnostics, brake repairs, engine work, and more. Busy Boots provides smog tests, oil changes, and free towing with qualifying repairs. Enjoy free Wi-Fi and complimentary refreshments and snacks while you wait. No appointment is ever necessary. Fast, friendly, and convenient. Busy Boots Automotive on South Durango at Flamingo and online at busyboots.com.
Harry Douglas here. Let me ask you something. What if you can enjoy the taste of a cocktail, the warmth of a spirit, and still stay fully in control? That's RK Zero Proof, a pioneer in the alcohol-free spirits category. RK delivers bold flavor and a real warming sensation with zero alcohol, zero sugar, zero carbs, and 0 calories. Perfect for nights out, social gatherings, or anytime you want the experience of a drink without sacrificing tomorrow. Check it out at rkbeverages.com. That's ARKAY beverages.com. RK, all the flavor, none of the alcohol.
It's not about the injury.
Accidents happen every day and can be devastating and life-changing. Hi, this is Paul Pata from Paul Pata Law. Whether it's a car accident, a motorcycle accident, or slip and fall on commercial premises, if you are injured due to someone else's negligence, our team of expert injury attorneys will focus on you and your case and help you get your life back on track. Remember, it's not about the injury, it's about the recovery. Check us out at paulpatalaw.com or call us 702-707-3000.
Spring into savings with Sunburst Shutters. Got your tax refund? Put it to work with an upgrade for your home. For a limited time, save up to $500 on custom window treatments, adding style, comfort, and lasting quality to every room. Choose from their exclusive Polywood shutters with convenient motorized shades or beautifully crafted blinds. Made in the USA and built to handle the Vegas sun and heat. Boost your home's energy efficiency and give your space a fresh new look. Don't wait. These savings won't last. Visit SummerShuttersLasVegas.com.
Sign up today for a new William Hill Nevada mobile sports account, and you can earn up to a $250 bonus bet after placing your first qualifying wager. The William Hill Nevada mobile sports app allows you to bet on the go from any iPhone, iPad, or Android device from anywhere in Nevada. Sign up today and you will never miss another bet. With the largest wagering menu, the mobile sports app features same-game parlays, early cash out, and live in-play wagering on all major sports. For more information, official rules, and to see participating sign-up locations, visit williamhill.us. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. This sports update is brought to you by Dollar Loan Center. Get up to $5,000 in minutes at Dollar Loan Center. Free to apply, and new customers enjoy 1 week of free interest on their first loan. Visit don'tbebroke.com.
Tonight, the Las Vegas Aviators continue their series in Sacramento, taking on the River Cats. First pitch set for 7:05. Up in Seattle, it'll be the Kraken, as the Vegas Golden Knights will be there. Puck drop set for just after 7.
Now back to Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas.
About 10 minutes away from checking in on the NFL with Pro Football Talk's Miles Simmons. He joins us every week, so he's joining us this week on a Thursday. This part of the show is brought to you by our friends at Nevada Brew Works. Nevada Brew Works, family-friendly brew pub, now brewing in the Arts District. Well, they've been there for 6 years now. Their new spot is Boca Park in Summerlin. More than just beer, they've got award-winning cocktails, burgers, brick oven pizza, amazing happy hours. The Boca Park location has a reverse happy hour, 9 to 11. You might see a Cofield there. I don't have any other family members, so it might be me there every once in a while. They welcome all ages, so if you like to go to the brew pub and you don't want to get scattered out of there with the kids, they allow the kids. Eat some food, grab a cocktail. You can hit a great jackpot at Nevada Brew Works. They do have gaming, and we are going to have our own special beer. There'll be a Cofield beer. I was meeting with our buddy Jason. We're going to come up with something in partnership with Nevada Brew Works, and we'll have a live show probably in May and a beer release party from or at Nevada Brew Works. But 2 locations, Arts District. I love that location, and the new Boca Park location is very cool. So Oklahoma City did it again. They've had another impressive season, Jeff, and it's not that no one cares, but they're on their way to being a freaking dynasty with a young team and a mega superstar in SGA. And yet I think casuals haven't latched onto it and almost like they dislike them, but it's more of a disinterest.
It's a disinterest. There are a lot of NBA people who just can't stand SGA for whatever reason, which I think is ridiculous. It's not like, oh, stars haven't foul baited in the past. Like, let's be real with ourselves. And I think the Halliburton injury in Game 7 also has a lot of people who how do I say this without, well, you know what, who cares if I insult people? People that are not thinking properly have decided that title is quote unquote illegitimate because Halliburton got hurt in the middle of Game 7. Yeah, Halliburton got off to an amazing start. We have no idea if they would have continued the whole game or not. Maybe Indiana wins, but you know what? Guess what? It was a Game 7 of NBA Finals. It was going to be a coin flip regardless. But again, they're only the sixth team in NBA history to have the 1 seed 3 years plus consecutively. Everyone's under contract, like our guy EP said earlier in the show. This team is going to be here for a long time, and I think the disinterest is because they play in Oklahoma. I think it's as simple as that.
I agree.
And
it's weird because it doesn't apply to the NFL.
It's the only sport
whoever the
that doesn't,
dominant
though.
team. I mean, it's Kansas City's was the dominant franchise. No one was like, oh, it's Kansas and Missouri. No one cares.
I mean, it was Kansas City and Buffalo are two of the most talked about teams in Buffalo. Like those are two of the smallest markets in the league. So, yeah, the NFL is market proof, which again makes why the sport is so special. But again, it's a little different with baseball because baseball is so regionality to begin with.
Yeah.
But like even when the Cardinals were like dominant we're getting to the World Series multiple times in 3 years, like those series were still rating. Like that Rangers Cardinal series in 2011 still rated. Like, and then Cardinals played the Red Sox their next trip there. And of course that was going to rate because it was Boston, but it is for the NBA. Like San Antonio was the best team in the NBA for 15 years, the most consistent franchise. Yeah. And people were bored by them, despite the fact
this
that
is lower though.
Oh, I
The interest
100%.
is lower.
But I think that's also because, and look, maybe it's just I'm online too much. It feels like the NBA's interest is down, even though the TV ratings don't dictate that.
I think it's down in certain social media circles.
Yeah,
And
I think that's what it is.
People we follow.
Yeah.
I don't know that you're following a lot of 20 somethings and teens, and I hope not.
No.
Be careful.
No.
Giveaway time 364-1100, 364-1100. Pete Davidson, Fountain Blue coming up this weekend. Ticketmaster.com is where you get the tickets. You can win them right now, though, from Jess. 364-1100. Caller 7. On the way back, we get into Fernando Mendoza not attending the draft in Pittsburgh and other Raiders-related issues like a real slam job on John Gruden with PFT's Miles Simmons.
Spring into cash for betting sports on the William Hill mobile app. With the William Hill Cash Rewards program, you can earn up to $500 in cash.